In this video of the Canon EF Lens 101 series, we're going to talk about tilt-shift lenses and how they're a great lens for architectural and sometimes even landscape photographers. This one is a little more technical because of the nature of tilt-shift photography, but at the end, we'll show you a cool tip for using these lenses in a creative way too. Tilt-shift lenses are most popular for architectural photography because it helps to correct the leaning effect that we see in photos of tall things like buildings and walls. Here's an example. The first photo was taken without a tilt-shift lens. Notice how the vertical lines look like they're leaning in. Now take a look at this photo taken with a tilt-shift lens. See how the lines are straight? That's one of the key benefits to using the tilt-shift lens. The way it works is because the lens actually has a tilt and a shift option on it. The tilt actually tilts the lens from one side to the other. The shift option shifts the lens up and down. So when would you use this? Well, think about photographing a tall building from down on the street level. The problem with aiming our camera upward is we add a perspective change to the photo. The sides of the building look like they're leaning inward, and it tends to give the building a pyramid effect. In our everyday lives, we've seen so much of this that we've become acclimated to it. But to a professional architect, it's just not acceptable. So that's where something like the shift effect comes in. By shifting the lens, we're able to correct the pyramid effect and make the building look more realistic. The tilt feature mainly comes into play for a landscape photographer. With landscapes, photographers often have a close foreground object and point the camera downward to include it and anything in the background in the photo. The problem is that with depth of field, it's often hard to get everything in sharp focus, from front all the way to the back. Here's a great example. Let's say we're at the beach. We want to take a picture of the sand and the water and everything that's going on the sides of the photo, and we want it all to be sharp. By using the tilt feature on the lens, you can tilt it to keep everything from the foreground all the way to the background in focus. Okay, back in the beginning of the video, I mentioned a creative way to use a tilt-shift lens. There's an effect called the tilt shift, or the miniature effect. It's essentially a selective focus technique where you use the tilt shift lens to focus on only a small strip of a larger scene so that it looks sharp. But everything else in the scene becomes blurry, which gives the illusion of a miniature toy effect. All right, now, if you're looking to go wider, then check out the next video in the series on wide-angle lenses.